Yo, what is good, boys? Welcome to another video on the channel. So today we're going to be talking a bit more about the beta 17. Obviously that was my latest video, was talking about the release of the beta. Now we're going to be talking about some updates, because there is potentially going to be a pretty big update in my eyes, which would, you know, either it will stir a lot of different opinions up in the community, I believe, and we're going to be talking about whether it makes sense and all that stuff. But before we get into the video, if you would like to leave a like and subscribe, it'd be very much appreciated. And we are also on the Moto2X Collective track map of Glendale. I actually said track map first time this time, which is a very good surprise. Yeah, so I decided that I'd put basically two videos into one, because I was going to make a video riding this track. Wow, that's a big triple. I was going to originally make a video on this track separately, obviously, because I did the round 4 track map, but I decided I'm going to ride this and talk about the new updates for the beta 17, due to obviously the aerial SX track not being released because the new beta prevented it from being released. But anyway, let's get into talking about the update. So, scrolling through the Discord of the actual MX Bikes official Discord, in the news tab, there was a section that one of the admins or mods had posted, saying that there was going to be a option with, I don't know when it's being implemented, I don't think they actually said, but to where you can toggle between beta 17 and beta 16 air physics. So, not the betas in itself, just the actual physics in the air, which, you know, I'm gonna have to talk about a little bit. I'm just gonna have to get my head around it. So first of all, I see what they're doing. Like, obviously the main issue people had with this new beta 17 release was the air physics. People obviously were saying there was people saying they were terrible, and there were people like me who think that they are actually pretty good, except from the fact they're a little bit stiff. So the difference between beta 17 and beta 16 air physics is the way you have to manually bring the bike back around after you scrub or whip or whatever. Because in beta 16, sorry, there was an assist that we didn't know was there, which is why people had such a big problem when beta 17 released, because when you would whip, you would get it automatically brought round for you in beta 16, but you wouldn't really know, because it wasn't, you didn't know it was a thing, because it never listed it in the settings to be able to turn it off. It never listed to be able to be turned off in the settings for beta 16, so no one really knew it was a thing. So I think that's why a lot of people really struggled and disliked beta 17 when it first came out, especially with the air physics. But like I said, I like beta 17 air physics. It definitely adds more of a simulation into the game, seeing as you have to actually make work to bring back the bike, rather than just absolutely throw massive upper whips in the middle of a race and just casually bring it back like it was nothing. But as I said, I could believe that they should be a bit faster when you're doing it, because it seems to be a little bit slow and stiff. So the fact that they're going to bring something in where you can toggle between that, it's just obvious that people are not going to use beta 17 air physics. They're just, if they have the option and if they know the difference, obviously new players aren't going to know. So I could see it as a very big disadvantage for new players, which is also a bit of a bad thing about this toggle in between them, because if you're a new player, you're not gonna know that beta 16 was completely different to beta 17. So unless someone tells you, you're gonna have this beta 17 air physics toggled on, which I'm pretty sure they have toggled on originally, and then you're gonna have a massive disadvantage, because there's these people that are throwing massive whips and, you know, bringing them back like they're nothing, and then you're there struggling to bring back a small whip. So I could see it being a very big disadvantage to new players, but if you know about it, you're going to toggle it off straight away to, I mean, not toggle off, you're going to toggle it to beta 16 straight away to give you that bit of advantage in the air. But I haven't heard them saying they're going to switch anything up about the the ground physics, which I'm really happy about. I love the new ground physics. Just it adds such a good realistic vibe to the game, especially on outdoors. Like I love the new update on outdoors compared to Supercross, because I feel like I actually have to think about what I'm doing before I do it, especially going into turns and stuff like that. On the old update, you just fly into everything and, you know, won't really care. The game would do it for you. But on this update, I feel like you have to think about everything you're doing, and that is obviously very realistic. So yeah, I'm really glad that they're not changing the ground physics, but the air physics, you know, I can understand why they're going to do this toggle between beta 16 17, but I don't know. I can see it being good and a problem at the same time. Like, obviously we'll never know until it actually happens, until the update comes along and we actually get to experience what it's like with beta 16 air physics and then beta 17 ground physics. So yeah, we'll just have to see. That's all I really have to say about the new updates to the game. I guess we could talk a little bit about the track that I'm riding. Obviously, as I mentioned, this is the MotoX Collective track map of tonight's race, because it is actually Saturday that this is being recorded. So the in real life Supercross is happening, Triple Crown at Glendale. It's a shame that it didn't happen in game, because I would have liked to seen that. I know it depended whether I would have made it to the night show, because I did in the last round of Supercross, but it would have been cool to see a Triple Crown in MX bikes. But it's going to be very exciting tonight as well. It's going to be a late one for me, because obviously I live in the UK, so it's late anyways, especially on the West races. But it's going to be extremely late tonight, because I believe it's like an hour later, because you obviously have to do 3 main events between classes, so it's going to be a while. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping Roxon can pull himself out of the mud. I know last week wasn't really his fault at all, and it was kind of a bit of a dodgy situation, but you know, we move along from it, hoping he can pull something out in this Triple Crown. Obviously the races are a bit shorter in Triple Crown, so I feel like that benefits Roxon, because he usually gets a good start and then you know, kind of messes up towards the end. So I'm hoping that he can get a good start all 3 races and pull something out. But that should bring me to the end of this video. Thoughts on this track? I've not really rode it that well, to be honest, but see, it's the same as it usually is on the other track maps done by MotoX Collective. It's a good track. It's good to obviously practice on and get a feel for the track whenever the aerial track's released, but obviously they haven't released this time, so I guess just riding it for fun. But I hope you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.